Welcome, tribe, to episode 1 of connecting you to your powerful mindset on this beautiful Mindset Monday. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about how grounding is no longer a punishment. And the reason that I want to focus on this is because I feel like it gives us a really beautiful foundation, a strong foundation, and a way to anchor this grounded energy to your powerful mindset and seeing how it can shift your life. So I'm going to come in with 3 key ways that grounding can shift not only your energy, but also your mindset. And then I'm also going to talk about small actionable shifts that you can implement into your day to create this grounding practice for yourself. So let's get started. I would say, in my opinion, the 3 most important ways that grounding impacts your mindset is that number 1, it really allows you to shift your energy from this place of chaos or overwhelm to a place of calm. And oftentimes when we allow ourselves this shift, it also brings with it clarity. So that's a beautiful reason to ground yourself and allow yourself to connect to that powerful mindset of yours. The second reason is that it helps us connect to this beautiful flowing energy of Mother Earth. And when we align ourselves with that beautiful flowing energy, the very cyclical energy that Mother Earth takes in nourishing everything she grows, it helps us connect deeper with our sense of self, which in turn also allows us to become a little bit more mindful and present in our day. And, having control of your mindset and really allowing you to anchor in and focus on what's important through mindfulness and being present is a great way to keep that priority list in check. The last reason that I feel is really important in connecting and grounding you to yourself and your mindset is that it can really help quiet that inner critic that sometimes likes to be very chatty and keep us safe in our comfort zone and really kind of controlled by our self-doubt. Also, in quieting that inner critic, it can also help quiet any challenging emotions that we're experiencing as well, which is sometimes really important because we're not always prepared to deal with challenging emotions 24/7. I'm not saying ignore them. I'm just saying that this is a way for you to be able to table them until you are in a place where it feels more appropriate to allow those emotions to come to the surface and be felt and worked through and then released. So those are 3 really beautiful ways that grounding can impact your mindset. So let's get into how you can implement a beautiful grounding practice in your day fairly easily. So I'm going to focus on 3 different kind of techniques. I'm going to give you some physical techniques, some mental techniques, and some soothing techniques, and just take what resonates with you. So the physical techniques obviously require you to be a little bit more outgoing and potentially have to be like moving around places. So if you find yourself at work or in a grocery store when you're standing in line and feeling really overwhelmed with the crowds or your children or anything else that's just making you feel anxious, these might not be the best ways to ground yourself, but I will give you some tips that will work in those situations. So these physical techniques are really great to use when you have the flexibility to be able to go and move your body. So in getting started, I'll say the very best or easiest way to ground yourself physically is get yourself supported with some water, whether that's allowing you to simply drink the water, whether you go somewhere and submerge yourself in the water, whether it's in like a bathtub or whether you go to a lake or a river, stream, ocean, whatever body of water you have close to you. But our emotions are very closely linked with water. And that whole idea of the moon cycle guiding the tides, we are mostly water. And so we are also very guided by this. And by allowing yourself to connect with that water, it can help stabilize or balance your emotions, which ultimately is what grounding is doing. It's centering you back into your physical body and bringing this sense of calm, meaning this idea of feeling balanced into your world in that moment. So that's a great way physically to connect with your grounding energy. Another way is to use your senses. And the most fun way to do this is with a 5-4-3-2-1 method. So the first thing you would do is choose the number 5, and you can put any sense with it. It doesn't matter whichever one you like. So for example, you want to try and find 5 things that you normally wouldn't take notice of in the environment that you're in. Or maybe you go on a mindful walk and you look for 5 things that you normally wouldn't notice while you're out walking. But that's the idea, is you take 5 things that you can see, 4 things that you can hear. And it's amazing when you really pull yourself back into your body and become centered and aware of what's going on in the present moment. It's amazing the sounds that you can hear that normally wouldn't be on your radar. So that's the trick. Find 4 sounds that you normally wouldn't hear wherever you are, whether it's where you are physically in an office space, in your house, out in public somewhere, or whether you've taken yourself on this beautiful mindful walk and you are listening to the sounds around you to help pull that energy from Mother Earth into your life. Then you want to try and find 3 things that you can touch. Physically touching stuff. That's why I don't know if any of you know, I'm sure you probably do, about the tapping method. So like you can tap on your chest, you can tap on your forehead. There's different procedures, and now is not the time to get into it. But for any of you that know about that, that tapping is really a great way, and that's our physical touch. It's a great way to bring awareness back into our physical body. So it can be things like that, or it can be sensations like cuddling with a very soft blanket that makes you feel comforted, right? It's 3 things that you can touch that will shift your energy and your emotional state. Then you want to look for 2 things that you can smell that you might not normally have taken note of. So this could be easy if you're outside, especially if you're moving around in a walk or something like that, because oftentimes new smells will come in very easily. When you are sitting, for example, like I am in my office, I might take note of smells that I normally wouldn't be focusing on. Like maybe I can smell the Christmas tree in the living room that really wouldn't kind of like be in my awareness unless I'm being purposeful with my intention to focus and find this smell, right? So it's really taking that chance, or the opportunity, I should say, to anchor into what is happening around you in this present moment and see what you can smell. And then find 1 thing that you can taste. Grounding yourself with a snack is a really easy way to shift your energy. And for any of you that don't know, I used to teach. I was a teacher for 16 years, and I worked a lot with students that had kind of special needs or just needed a little bit of extra attention and love. And I tell you, like giving them a drink of water, a walk, a walk to the water fountain, a drink of water, and then a snack was the best strategy out of all of the tools that I had in my toolbox as a teacher to use to shift their energy. So give it a try. If you're experiencing, lots of kind of that chaotic or manic energy with your kids, take them and give them a drink of water and a snack and see if it helps, because it surely helped the little nuggets that I used to teach. So try connecting with your senses through that 5-4-3-2-1 method. Another physical technique would be breath work. And this can be as complex or simple as you would like it to be. And I know breath work is not for everyone, especially with people who suffer from breathing issues like asthma or COPD, things like that. So this one might not resonate with you, and that's okay. That's why I wanted to give you a variety. But have a look at your breath work and just see what makes sense for you. Is sitting and anchoring into your body and taking some nice deep breaths something that does feel calming and cleansing to you? Because if it is, then that's going to be a great technique for you to choose. And in addition to this, when you are doing your breath work, if you can close your eyes and just really visualize that breath coming in and cleansing or shifting those emotions that you're feeling, pretend your energy is a ball of light and watch as you breathe in through your mouth, watch that ball of light like work its way through your body. And then as you blow out, watch it leave. And having that extra or added visualization on top of the breath work sometimes is just the little bit extra that we need to make a massive shift in our energy. And last but not least, for a physical technique, and probably one of my favorites, if not my most favorite, is move your body. The most fun way to do this, again, this is also really practical with your kids, is to put on some music and have a dance party. Let loose, dance like nobody is watching. Moving your body and having those big physical movements is a great way to shift your energy. If you're not that boisterous and that seems terrifying to you, then simply like take yourself up and walk around. If you're at work, walk to like a break room, get a drink. So then you've got two going on. You can ground yourself with water and you can ground yourself with movement. Or take yourself outside and connect with Mother Nature. Lay on the grass, look at the clouds, whatever that looks like to you, but like move from where you are currently experiencing that chaos and overwhelm, move to a different physical location. And I would like to promise you that by moving your body and being intentional with your purpose in that, it will help shift that energy and bring that sense of calm to you. So those would be the 4 physical techniques that I would recommend. And I say 4 because I counted that idea of working with your senses as 2, actually. Working with your senses and like drinking the water, which kind of goes hand in hand because that's a taste thing as well. So then we want to move on to the mental techniques. So when we think about some mental techniques, I've only chosen 2. I mean, there's piles of way that you can ground yourself, but I just wanted to give a nice little variety so that you can choose something that would be very easy to incorporate in your day and create this new habit for yourself. So a mental technique could be just to make yourself laugh. Honestly, laughter is the best medicine. That's an old phrase that holds true on so many levels. And you know, the best thing or the easiest thing you can do is go to YouTube and search laughing babies. And I tell you, I challenge you not to feel better after watching like a 1-minute video on a bunch of babies giggling. It's impossible not to also laugh and giggle and feel lighthearted with them. So that's a great way. And again, that was something else that I used to do in my classroom when I was a teacher, is put things on like that. When the energy felt heavy after recess, we would do a mindful moment and do some calming breathing. And then we would do something to shift our energy and get excited and reignited for our next stage of learning. So try it with your kids too. Another mental technique that's really great is an anchoring phrase. And this can be something like just repeating facts to yourself. Like, so for example, my name is Catherine Rickert. I'm 41 years old. I live in Airdrie, Alberta, Canada. It is almost winter right now. Like repeating these facts and like anchoring back into who you are, where you are, how you're feeling, all of those things. Okay. And you can talk about things like what you need. Like right now, I'm really thirsty. I need to go get a drink of water. Becoming aware and bringing that presence back into yourself and anchoring into your physical self is a great way to ground yourself mentally. Also, if you do it in your head, nobody knows you're doing it. So it's a really easy technique to add into the mix when you're out in public and feeling overwhelmed, or maybe with coworkers that are driving you crazy, or listening to a training video and having somebody distract you, or whatever the case, whatever is causing you those feelings of overwhelm and like energy, right? That's what we want to shift. And then I've chosen 2 soothing techniques that I just absolutely love. And I think we need more of, especially as women and especially as adult women. The first one is to practice self-kindness. As moms, as women, we are very good at giving kindness away to others. We're very good at nurturing other people. We are very good at sharing compassion for other people and empathy or sympathy. But how often do you give it back to yourself? And by turning that and shifting it back to you, you get to nurture yourself with kindness and compassion. So you can repeat compassionate phrases to yourself. Like, this is just a stumbling block. It is not your forever reality, something like that. Or if you are experiencing maybe defeat, maybe you're working on a goal and you're experiencing defeat, you can say to yourself to find compassion and get yourself out of that sabotaging mindset. You can say something along the lines of, all it takes is a trial. This is feedback. I can take this feedback and shift it and try again. Failure is never a complete failure. Failure is often a learning opportunity, friends. So practice that self-kindness and give yourself the compassion that you so freely give to other people, because it's a beautiful way to anchor back into you and ground yourself. And the last soothing technique is to visualize your favorite place. So for any of you that might not be really good at visualization, because I know some people have a hard time with that, you could couple this with like a sound or a photo or something like that. So if closing your eyes and putting yourself in a physical space in your mind's eye is not something that's easy for you to do, then print a photo off and put it somewhere where you can easily see it. So for example, if you're working at your desk, it could be your screensaver on your computer, or it could be a photo in a frame on the wall. If it's something that you like, every time you go to the fridge, you get anxious about like what you're going to make for supper, or the food that you're putting in your body because you're trying to like lose weight or whatever the case, put that photo on the fridge so that every time you can ground yourself before you open the door and be present and make mindful decisions, right? If you have to, then if the photo isn't quite good enough, you can also add sound to it. Incorporate as many senses as you can into this visualization activity. I know for myself personally, I was raised in New Brunswick, Canada, and I lived 2 seconds away from the Atlantic Ocean. And let me tell you, friends, there is nothing more soothing and grounding than sitting on a beach and listening to the sound of the waves lap up on the shore for me. And if I am feeling really overwhelmed, I often will put on, I actually have like videos. So the last time that I went home for a visit, I took lengthy videos of the sound of the ocean so that I am connected literally to my favorite spot. The sound, I can smell it. Even when I'm not there, I can smell the salt air and the seaweed and everything else. And just all of those senses working together really helps put me back into that place and instantly shifts me from feeling overwhelmed and very excited. I mean, excited, like worked up excited, not like happy excited. It shifts me from that state into a place where I feel calm, peaceful, centered, grounded, relaxed, and clear. So give it a try. Let me know if if this is something that seems reasonable for you. Pop it in the comments. If you already have a solid grounding practice, I'd love to know what works for you, because this is the beautiful thing, friends, about connecting with other people. We can learn from one another. And what works for me isn't necessarily going to work for you, but maybe somebody in our tribe has something that is just going to resonate so deeply with you that it will be the perfect fit. So share away. If you know somebody who could use this information, share it with them. The more exposure we can get, the more grounded we become, the more connected to our powerful mindset. So cheers to that. Happy Monday. I hope this shift has been beneficial for you, and I will see you again soon. Thank you for being here. Have a beautiful day.